And joining me now, radio legend Ray Hadley. Ray, great to see you.
Very good to be with you again.
We're going to start with quite a sad topic because on the weekend there were devastating fires in parts of New South Wales, including on the Central Coast where 16 homes were burnt down, and also tragically a 59-year-old firefighter was killed when a tree consumed by the blaze fell on him. And Ray, you are in the area of the Central Coast, so you were actually able to see the fires from your house.
Well, yeah, it's Coolawong's the place it hit, and for people that don't know the area, Coolawong is along Brisbane Water from West Gosford to Woy Woy, and many of the homes are up in the middle of the bush, but they lost a number of homes down near the railway line, which I would have thought was almost impossible, but that's where many of the homes were lost. And the poor people had no time to gather their belongings. They were just told, look, it's coming, go. And some of them grabbed their pets and obviously family members, and they made their way out of there. But the most interesting thing, there's a place called Fagan's Bay, which is on the other side of Woy Woy. And this is remarkable. The fire jumped about a kilometre of a waterway. I mean, it was carried by the wind, and then it didn't cause too much damage because the fireys got there and put it out quickly. And the poor fella up at Bulahdelah, which is north of Newcastle, he lost his life. And all these people, with a few exceptions, are volunteers. I mean, they're people who have normal jobs, and all of a sudden they're part of the Rural Fire Service, and hundreds of them get called out. And it happens in every state, every territory where these volunteers are there to save homes and save life. And the poor people on the Central Coast, as we watched some of the vision. And a remarkable thing, my wife drove that way this afternoon and said, it's bizarre, and it happens all the time in bushfires. There'll be a house here and a house there, and the one in the middle saved. You know, and they've all done the same thing. They've cleaned the gutters, and they've made sure that, you know, the stuff around the outside of the home is, you know, not going to spark a fire. But it's just one of those things that happens, and those poor people are being housed, I think, at various clubs and locations on the Central Coast at the moment. But I wanted to say this. Gurmesh Singh, who was recently elected as the Nationals leader in New South Wales, he made the point over the course of the weekend, hazard reduction burning. 370,000 hectares were targeted from about July this year for hazard reduction burning. 11% was done. And then if you go from 24 to 25, it's a bit better, 27% was done. Now, I'd hate to think that the Rural Fire Service are going into national parks and saying we need to do hazard reduction burning, and we need to also make sure the fire trails are accessible for the trucks and for the people to get in there. And someone from national parks is saying, oh no, there's flora and fauna in there. You can't go in there and do hazard reduction burning. So
much resistance to hazard reduction, and it infuriates the fireys and the farmers.
Well, it does. And Chris Minns, he'd say, if I raised it with him, he'd say, look, they're independent. Rural Fire Service are in charge. But if National Parks and Wildlife are providing a roadblock to them figuratively and literally, something has to change. Now, it's too late now for this fire season. I remember in 2001, 2002, I started at 2GB on Christmas Eve 2001. We had what they call Black Christmas. Hundreds of homes were lost. And again, that was 24 years ago. It was hazard reduction burning that, you know, could have saved the day. You can't save it all, and you can't keep saying, oh, the weather wasn't favourable. Not every day is going to be unfavourable. But I have a feeling that someone is stymieing the Rural Fire Service from doing what they have to do, and that's hazard reduction burning.
Such a big problem.
It is.
Just on to the Treasurer, Jim Chalmers. We saw today that he announced, you know, in a story that would have been massive news any other day, but he announced that he wouldn't extend the rebate for electricity bills. Now, we saw the figures last week, there's more than 200,000 households across the country that have been unable to pay their power prices as it is, and that's with the subsidies.
Well, I think the Treasurer may be listening to the Reserve Bank Governor. He may be listening to her finally, because she's on the record as saying you've got to curb spending. You've got to rein it in. We can't keep going. I mean, Casanova Bowen's got the energy jumping by 37%. And so all of a sudden, and look, I take issue with this. The Reserve Bank Governor, she has a degree in economics, honours degree. She went to the London School of Economics. We've got Jim Chalmers, who has been, like Chris Bowen, on the public teat his entire life. He worked for Wayne Swan, then he worked for Peter Beattie, or worked for Peter Beattie, then Wayne Swan, Morris Yemmer, back to Wayne Swan. And he's got a degree, and his thesis for his doctorate was on Paul Keating. Now, how's he going to match wits with a woman as distinguished as a Reserve Bank governor? I'm blowed if I know.
Yeah.
But finally, he may have listened to her.
Maybe. We'll see that it seemed to be cutting back spending in any other area. I don't want to run out of time, though, because I know you want to rip into Annika Wells.
Look, I've been observing politicians for 4 decades. And a lot of them, it doesn't matter, Liberal, Labor, Green, in between, they got the snouts in the trough. Yep. But what she has been responsible for over the last 6 to 12 months is just reprehensible. And for that $100,000 spend in the United States of America to be approved by the Prime Minister, nobody's backing her, and all the other things revealed by Andrew Clennell and all the other things that have been revealed over the last 24 to 48 hours, she can't survive. I mean, look.
But I agree with you in normal circumstances, but the Prime Minister never sacks anyone. Remember the whole Andrew Giles debacle? He just doesn't do anything. No. He tries to ride it out. You tell me this, okay? When you're a Minister of the Crown and you make, I mean, it's obscene, you make a car driver sit outside the tennis for 7 hours because you want to come out of the tennis with your husband who's flown down from Brisbane and we paid for it, and jump straight in the car. Disgusting. Because you can't wait 5 minutes for the car to come back. It's just a sense of entitlement that I find reprehensible. And she surrenders all right to be a Minister of the Crown based on the elitism. I mean, really? In any other instance, in any other business, if you're a senior executive of the company and the boss finds out you've made a hire car wait for 7 hours while you have a few tipples and watch the tennis, and the only reason you did it because you didn't want to be inconvenienced when you come out and the hire car driver might be 5 minutes late. Oh, Annika, really, hang your head in shame. I mean, you're supposed to be a leader in the community. And so instead of all the good news about social media and under 16s this week, she's the Minister for Communications. All we've put up with is this nonsense about her thinking she's better than the rest of us. And the Prime Minister going on the ABC over the course of the weekend and saying, oh, hunky-dory, she hasn't done anything wrong. He signed off on the expenses. He thought it was all fine. I mean, really. And I mean, Tony Burke, we had to wait 8 years for him to pay $8,000 of $12,000 back for his much vaunted trip out to Uluru. But people, people are sick to the back teeth of this stuff. They really are. And I'm not just targeting Wells or anyone else particularly, but politicians, for goodness sake. I mean, this happens all the time, these scandals, so I don't know why none of the politicians learn. Just very quickly before we go, because I've teased this, Oprah has been in Australia for a few days now, and she's made a big deal about getting out and about and mingling with locals. There was one funny moment, though, where she bought Channel 7 TV reporter Paul Caddick Bill's pancakes. Have a look at this.
Back for lunch?
No, we're back for more ricotta pancakes. I hope they are still serving them.
Come on, have some pancakes on this. Oprah insisted that we try them as well, so she's ordered a serving for myself and my cameraman Steve. What we didn't expect was Oprah serving them.
For you, Paul.
Oh, wow, thank you very much.
Oh, do you have a chair? I'm your server today.
This is very nice of you, Oprah. Thank you very much.
And life is better when you share it.
Yes.
So, Ray,
ricotta for comment, eh?
Ricotta pancakes.
I've never had a ricotta pancake, and I'm unlikely.
You've been to Bill's, though, of course.
No, I haven't been.
You haven't been to Bill's?
No, I haven't been to Bill's, but I'll tell you what. The most famous... Based on Oprah going there and talking about it and you talking about it, there'll be a queue.
Yeah, there already is.
To Timbuktu tomorrow to get in there. There
already is. So Bill's is the most famous pancakes in Australia. I'm not a big fan of the ricotta hotcakes or any pancakes.
I'm a simple person.
Yeah.
Pubs and RSL are my go, okay? And
pancakes aren't too fancy.
Well, pancakes on the rocks I used to get to as a young bloke, are they still existing?
They are, and I actually went there for my son's 6-year-old birthday because we thought he would like it.
What, you didn't take the Bills?
No, I took him to Pancakes on the Rocks. Still going, still with all the sauce.
I tell you what, before Christmas or into the new year, you take me to Bills and give me that life experience that Oprah now feels.
All right, Ray, great to see you as always.
Thanks, Dale.